it down!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Cinema Trip Reviews. I am Wyatt, and once again, I am joined by Vernon. We are continuing our Christmas movie marathon all this month, talking about Jingle All The Way, directed by Brian Levant from 1996, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jake Lloyd, who Anakin Skywalker himself, young
Hey,
little Anakin
little
Skywalker,
Annie. I love it.
little Annie. You got Rita Wilson in here, Sinbad. You know, he's one of the most well-known characters of this movie. He's unforgettable. And of course, Phil Hartman, and you got Jim Belushi in there as well. He has a brief cameo. Now, Brian Levant, I didn't really know too much about this dude, but dude's got a resume. He directed Beethoven. I was never a huge fan of that movie back in the day. You know, like the big Saint Bernard movies,
Yeah,
the kids movies. I've never
yeah,
really seen too many of those. I think I saw the first one. I just wasn't a huge fan.
yeah. I definitely saw the first one, but I didn't know he did that as well. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in the same vein there.
Well, and then he went on to direct both of the live action Flintstones movies that came out in the 90s as
Yep,
well. I mean, they
yep.
had separate casts, but they were directed by the same guy. And then he went on to make Are We There Yet? Many years later with
Yep.
Ice Cube.
So all
So
these
he's sticking in the family movie business. And then it kind of wraps around to our review from last week. He went on to direct A Christmas Story 2, which came out in like 2012. And
really?
yeah, for those who hadn't checked out our Christmas Story review from last week, definitely check that out. Neither of us have seen any of the sequels. This is
Yeah,
one of the first sequels that came out for it.
in 2012
That's
then.
the one I really know the least about. That's not the one that actually has like Peter Billingsley coming back or anything. It's completely separate. But yeah,
Interesting to know
he
that
that
he
was one of
directed
the last
it.
movies he directed, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, okay. Because like that like gives me at least a little bit more of an incentive to want to go watch it. Based off of like his resume, like you said, all the other movies that I've seen that I didn't know he even did. But
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's also produced a ton of stuff as well, but he's more known famous for like a lot of these kid movies and such.
Right.
And man, Jingle All the Way is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just easily one of the most fun ones, and it does get pretty ridiculous. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and one of his like I mean, it's limited comedic roles that are out there. I mean, he has like Twins, and Kindergarten Cop and such. But I mean, this one is like it's pretty funny throughout the whole damn thing. Sinbad
Yeah.
carries it as well. And I mean, what's his name? Phil Hartman. This is one of his last movies before he passed. Unfortunately, well, he didn't pass. He got murdered. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's crazy. He was taken way too soon. But this is one of his last movies, I think, along with like Small Soldiers, I believe, in the 90s there. But I mean, he also carries as well because he's like kind of the second antagonist of the movie in a way, like behind the scenes as Ted, you know,
Fucking
hitting
Ted,
on all
dude.
these moms of the movie and everything. And he's also
We'll
going
get
after
we'll get
Liz.
to Ted, but like that's one of the things, like you said, Arnold in this movie is perfect. He's has so many catchphrases, and I love it throughout the whole movie where he's just dropping catchphrases after catchphrases, and that's one of my favorite
Mhm.
things. It's just like the perfect level of cheese. And this came out like when we were little kids, so it was like
Yeah.
it resonated perfectly with us. It was meant for our age and our demographic and everything. So I think that's why it hits so hard with us when we look back at favorite Christmas movies. This is always at the top of the list for us, because
Yeah.
it came out when we were little.
Yeah, I mean, this was like, of course, like one of the peak Arnold popularity. I mean, of course, he had like through the '80s with like Terminator.
Right.
This was a couple years after Terminator 2 when he
Yeah.
was doing stuff. But I mean, this is like a whole different kind of movie, not only because it's a comedy, but through all these movies that you've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in, he's just like the huge built dude
Just
going out just blowing people away. And everything. He's able to have everything under control. You know, he's
uh
all the problems. Well, this one, he's like completely helpless throughout the whole movie trying to find this Turbo Man doll.
that's one of the things that I want to get to is like he is just he gets screwed by every avenue
Everybody.
possible. He is trying his best to do everything he can for his family, and he just gets screwed over and over and over and over and over. And nothing, like you said, that's a perfect way to put it. He has zero control over anything in this movie. He's trying his damnedest, but we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, and I mean, this movie was also produced by Chris Columbus, and that's a familiar name because he directed both of the Home Alone movies in the '90s
Okay.
as well. So it was produced by him. So I mean, there was a lot of famous people that had their hands in this movie, and that's maybe part of the reason why it's so memorable and it's really good. But he
Yeah,
also wrote Gremlins back in the '80s as well. So I mean, this dude's been doing it for a minute.
he knew what he was
Um,
doing.
and a and a funny note, they originally wanted Joe Pesci for the role of Myron instead of Sinbad, and I was like, just trying to think of what kind of movie that would have been with Joe Pesci, because I mean, Chris Columbus had familiarity with him because of Home Alone and everything, so they
Right.
wanted to kind of throw him in there, and I just picture like smaller Joe Pesci as the mailman.
Yeah, I
It's
could
like, "This
picture
is a
him in a
bomb.
mailman
You want a
outfit.
bomb?"
100% I could picture that. I'm glad it was Sinbad.
Yeah, Sinbad, like you're not getting the comedy that Sinbad provides to it with Joe Pesci, I believe. I feel like it would be funny with Joe Pesci because of how angry he would get. Like it would be funny
Yeah.
because of how angry he is. But like Sinbad brings just that comedic element to it, and he's just so funny, even when he's not really trying to be.
I felt like sometimes he was improv, like he had to be going off the handle some of those lines that he was saying, like so that's
Yeah,
the type of
apparently they
things that
did
he
give
brings.
him some leeway with his lines. He was able to improvise
Good.
if he wanted to. But yeah, I mean, we might as well get into it here. For those who don't know about Jingle All the Way, you may have heard about it. I mean, pretty much
Oh, how have
you
you not
have
seen this movie by now?
how have you not seen this movie by now, first off? But yeah, you have Howard, I believe his last name is Langston, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who he's a busy dad.
He's a
He's,
busy man.
he's a workaholic. I never really says what he does.
He's a
It sounds like
mattress salesman.
that's what I was gonna say. It sounds like he's a mattress salesman because he's talking about king size and such over the
Mhm.
phone. Like, just remember, you're my number one customer.
And don't you forget, you're my number one customer.
Movie starts and there's a Christmas party going on at his job, and he's upstairs on the phones just like selling mattresses,
That
still just
shows you how much of a workaholic he is. They're
that's what
having
I'm
a whole
saying.
Christmas party, and he's like, "Nah, I got work to do."
No, no, no.
You even have that lady coming in, and she wrote like cue cards, so she doesn't have to bother him while he's on the phone and everything.
Because he's gonna end up at the same time here. The movie also opens up with his son and his wife. They have to go to the karate class, where his son's getting a new belt. So it's
Yeah,
very important.
for as you've come to find, he's a dad that's like not always there because he is a workaholic and
Yeah.
such. And they even like she reminds him like you're gonna be late. Like it starts like
He's
15 minutes. He's like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. And as he's leaving, she's like, that dude ain't gonna make it.
not gonna make
And
it.
of course, dude's breaking the law. He drives up on the shoulder and he just drives past all this traffic because he gets stuck in traffic and everything. And he gets pulled over. And this is one of the first appearances you get by this cop, man. And this cop and this dude, that it's his nemesis throughout this whole movie, and at every turn it seems. I feel like Arnold tried to defuse the situation. He was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to get to my kid's karate class or whatever." And the cop is kind of an asshole to him. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just
I
out
don't
here
want
to
to
protect the
waste your
citizens."
time.
But the dude, like, straight up, and like Arnold apologized. He's like, "Hey, I didn't mean anything by it, man. I'm sorry." And he's like, "Why don't you get out of the car, man?" He makes him do like a field sobriety test on it. And he's like, "Bro, what are you doing? You're just being a dickhead at that
At
point.
that
Just give him
point,
his ticket, get out of there," type thing. But the cop just was like, "Nah, I'm gonna play games with this dude."
but yeah, he
Uh,
ends up just having to do a sobriety test, and I imagine him trying to get back on the highway after that was a nightmare. So, like,
yeah.
that's how long he had to be sitting there for a minute, and ended up, as you imagine, missing his kid's class where
Yeah.
Ted
I mean, the
Ted
whole
is
time
right
you
there.
see that's where you get to meet Ted. Yeah, during the karate
Ted.
class, he's like the single dad out of everybody. And I'm guessing there's tons of single moms because they're all hitting on him there at
Yeah.
that karate class. Like, "Oh, can you come over and fix this, Ted? I've made you some cookies, Ted."
Right.
He kind of has his eyes on one lady, but she's not single as of yet. And that's
And that's
Liz Langston. That's
Arnold's wife.
Arnold's wife. And that's another issue I had with the whole thing is like you're a single dad. You have all these single moms hitting on you or whatever, and you decide to go after Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife out of all people. Like
This
that's the
guy's
one
dumb.
dude you're not gonna mess with. What are you doing,
He's
Phil?
dumb.
But yeah, that's where you get introduced to him, and he's pretty much a skis ball. And like she's even looking at it, like when all these girls are flaunting over him or whatever, she's just like this guy over here, like
She's
giving
like,
him the
"Oh my
side eye.
god."
And of course he hurries up and he's like he's way late because time he gets there, like I don't even know how he gets into the school at that point because of how
Right?
late he is.
They're, like, sweeping up and everything, like, all the
All the
lights are
lights
off,
are
and he's
off.
just like, "Oh, I didn't make it."
I didn't make it. And then he goes home, and this dude, not only hitting on his wife, this dude goes out and puts up Christmas lights on the dude's house when he's not home. He's
He's
like,
like,
"Oh, I
"Hey."
noticed you didn't have any lights up on your roof there, pal. I decided to do it for you. I had some extra ones."
It's
He's
like,
like,
"Oh
"You're up on
god.
my roof. How
Why are you up on my roof? What are you doing?"
how gracious of you." And then he has to deal with the wrath of Jamie. Jamie's pissed off. This is a normal thing. He's missed multiple other belt ceremonies and some other stuff that he just hasn't been there for, and he's pissed off. He's watching the Turbo Man TV show as you get to see at the beginning of the movie.
And then,
And Turbo Man, it would have been cool if we would actually got some kind of spin-off, like an actual Turbo Man show or
well,
a
we missed it, but in the
cartoon.
beginning of the movie, we get that nice like scene of the Turbo Man movie or whatever it is,
Yeah, the
like
TV show.
yeah, I love how it opens up with a scene like just ripped out of the TV show, and it cuts to Jamie just watching TV and just like
Yeah,
I love
because
that. But
that's when Liz calls him and says like, "Oh, you're gonna be on time, right?" He's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry." And he's like, "Just remember, you're my number one customer."
you're
And
my
he's like,
number
"Oh,
one
I'm
customer.
sorry, Liz. I'm sorry."
Oh shit! Like, but
Oh
yeah,
shit.
his kid is real upset because of course he missed another recital or practice or whatever it is. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's missed multiple of everything by this point, but he ends up bribing this kid pretty much.
Straight up. And he has one of the coolest rooms ever, though. He has like a huge Captain America mural
Yeah,
on his
and I was
wall,
talking to Kai
all
about
these
that.
toys.
I'm like, yo, Kai, he's got a big Captain America mural up before Captain America was even cool. Like
Yeah.
that, this
This
kid
kid
knows.
was
This
he was
kid,
in the know.
yeah, this kid's dope, man. Like, but you're right. His room was really cool. But Arnold pretty much just bribes the kid. He buys his love.
He
He's
does,
like,
but he's embarrassing him a little bit too. He's like, "Oh, is this your purple belt? That's really cool."
that's
And then he's like,
really
"Oh, does
cool.
it go around here? Oh, does it go around." And then he does like a kung fu impersonation. It's just embarrassing. Like kids, like he's like, "All
This,
right, I'm
this
out of here." He
kid's
goes up
like,
to his dad.
oh my god, dad, like that type of thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly. Like I'm gonna die of embarrassment.
How about this, huh? Mm. Oh, yeah!
But you're right. He just straight up offers to buy his love. He's like, "Is there anything I could do for you?" But like,
it's like,
just let me know. I got you. And the kid just
well,
recites the whole Turbo Man action figure commercial up until even the, batteries not included at the very end, the small
yeah.
print type shit.
Yeah, exactly. So like Arnold's like, "Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no problem, no problem," and then he goes and he talks to his wife about it, and he's
Yeah,
all
she's like,
hyped.
"Oh, you made sure to grab that Turbo Man, right?"
He's
He's
like,
like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Yeah, I asked you to get that weeks ago. They're practically
"Okay."
impossible to get at this point in time."
And
He's like,
he's
"Oh."
freaking out.
And that's where you get like one of the greatest shots of the movie is when they lay down in bed, and as soon as she turns off the light, his eyes are just wide
It's just
open, and it's just like from the light from the window.
and he's just realizing that he is screwed. Gets up early in the morning and just tries to go out here and get this Turbo Man doll. And that's where the movie
Yeah,
really starts. Is
yeah,
like,
that is the whole movie is Arnold's journey to find this Turbo Man action figure, and even though he goes to so many different places, like so many different toy stores and the mall and such, it seems like the movie only takes place over the course of like 3 hours or
I
four
know,
hours or
right?
some shit. Because by the time you hit the parade at the end of the movie, it seems like it's like noon or one
Right.
o'clock or type shit.
And you know how quick daylight goes right now, so like, and
Exactly.
he's because like it seems like you said, it seems like he spent 12-15 hours out here looking for this Turbo Man, but it's got to be only like 3-4 hours of time has passed. Like he leaves maybe at like 8 a.m. you know
Has to. Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be like 7 or 8
this whole
AM.
movie happens between 8 a.m. and noon. He gets to the parade around like 12:30. Like,
He's been through some shit in those couple hours.
but man, it just jumps off from there. He ends up
Yeah.
going
Well,
and
the first note, I mean, he leaves the house and Ted's already out there with that fucking reindeer that he rents or whatever, wherever he got this reindeer from. He's like,
yeah, the
I'm gonna
reindeer
release it
Ted.
back into the wild of Minnetonka, of Lake
I've
Minnetonka
been
or
watching
whatever.
a family of deer down by Lake Minnetonka, thinking about releasing them down there. If nature's kind, they'll take them in as their own. Like that's like I'm like, yo,
This fucking guy. He's
he's
like,
not
oh, I
even.
got Johnny Turbo Man weeks ago. It's nestled safely under our tree. And then this is gonna come back later in the movie. It's gonna have a whole
It's
wraparound by then. You
nestled
gotta remember that
safely under our tree.
He's like, "Oh, by the way, it's very messy out there. You might want to put some chains around those tires." He's like, "I'll put some chains around you." He's like, "What was that?" He's like, "Oh, no, see you later."
Fucking Ted, dude.
Yeah, fucking Ted. This dude, he's not the main antagonist of the movie. I mean, kind of, you could say Sinbad is in a way, the way he keeps fucking Arnold
Yeah,
over, but also the cop and everything. And then you have Jim Belushi eventually. But yeah, he hits this toy store, and that's where you get to meet Sinbad, Myron, outside. That it looks like Black Friday. Everybody's just pushed up against the glass. Everybody's fighting. Like they only have like 4 minutes till they open the store, and they're
and they're
like,
all
"Oh, you have
freaking
four
out.
minutes left."
He's like, come on, it's freezing out here. You gotta let all these people freeze out here. And like, oh no,
And
just freaking out.
what was like Byron had like like the way you get introduced to him is the conspiracy. He's like, this is all a ploy by the toy
Lot of
companies
big
and
big
the
business,
TV companies.
big toy companies. And they're
The
just,
subliminal message into kids.
oh my
And
god, he's freaking
and
out. And he
I
starts
forget
choking
what
that
the whole
lady.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's a whole rant, and he's like, and then little Johnny doesn't get the toy, and you get so mad, like you just want to
Just
choke some.
and they're just like, oh my god. He's
He
like, oh,
just grabs this lady by the throat.
You know what I like to do? I like to walk up in that office, grab one of those guys, and just chuck him until the light pops out.
like you could tell this is a 90s movie, you know what I mean? Like he just grabs this lady and just starts choking. He's like, you just want to choke somebody. Like she's like, ah. But they
And then you have
eventually,
like the worst employees ever. He asks about getting a Turbo Man, and they just straight up laugh at his face.
they're just like,
One of the dudes is Chris Parnell, who's like he's a pretty famous comedic actor. He's in a ton of shit. But yeah, they just straight up laugh at his face.
yeah.
He's like, "We get you booster."
You
He's
a
like,
booster? We got plenty of boosters, yo. And they're just, it's like, lady, he wants a Turbo Man. And she's like, haha, hey everybody, he wants a Turbo Man. And they're all
the
just,
whole store's just laughing at him and everything. And I mean, as soon as they open the doors, it's just a free for all. Everybody's running all over the
I'm
place.
glad that dude gets stomped on. He has a big boot print on his face.
And then Sinbad turns on Arnold. That's the first time Sinbad turns on Arnold.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think he like that's whenever he like takes it might be later when he uses the remote control car to like chase after him, and he like gets it under his foot and like trips him and everything.
No, that's this part because like he's sitting there, he's like, there's got to be one, and he's like, we just had one leave the store with old lady, and like as soon as Arnold turns around, Sinbad smacks the shit out of him with that
With that
bag,
bag.
and just like he falls, and he's like, no, sorry, buddy, and he just goes and he gets the car, and he puts it under his
Trips
foot.
him.
That part is hilarious
Then he
when he
walks over,
trips
he's like,
him.
"Oh, poor baby."
Yeah, and then you get one of his catchphrases, "Oh, poor baby," and then he just takes off running, and the lady freaks out. She's driving
Yeah.
away, and she just
It
looks
looks
at her.
like the scene from the Terminator where like Robert Patrick as like the T-1000 or whatever is like chasing after them in the car, but it's like Arnold this time just chasing after an old lady. He's like,
She's just
"Hi."
like, "No," but he doesn't catch her. She
Oh,
drives off. She flies
there's a
away,
huge Austrian man chasing me down the street. Please help me.
but he strikes out for the first time.
Yeah, and then you have like that montage of like all the different fadeaways of like all the store signs and
Yep,
everything.
him
He's
just
going to
driving
literally
around.
every single toy store in this city. During the montage, he like destroys that Turbo Man cutout too, like that
Oh
Turbo
yeah,
Man
he just
size. Like
punches it. It comes back and hits him in the back of the head. He starts ripping it apart. Like he's freaking out. He's already had it up to here with this, and he's only been to one store.
Yeah, and then he calls home, and then Ted's at the house helping make cookies, and I mean, you get to see that scene. He like like takes the apron off. He like puts his arms around her
So
and
why
everything,
don't
and
you go
she's
up
just like,
there and shower?
"You've been working all morning on these cookies. Go get yourself a hot shower. I got this taken care of." Like their kids are playing. Obviously, that's why he's there and everything. But he
Yeah.
starts making cookies, and of course, he answers the phone. He's like, "Oh, these cookies are so good.
Oh
Put that
man,
cookie
how?
down.
Put the cookie down.
Put
He's
the
like
cookie
freaking out.
down."
I showed Kai, I'm like, look, payphones. They're like, he's calling them on a payphone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look, you never see
What is
payphones
that?
anymore. And he's like, oh, payphone. They just like picked up my cell phone. I'm like, oh my God. But that part is funny as shit. Like, cause Ted, like before that happens, he like tries to eat one of the cookies and it's real hot.
He's
And
like,
like
"Ah,
she like leaves the room and like he's like, and he burns himself and he's like, pipe down in
son
there.
of
Like he just
a
screams at the kids, bro. So pipe down in there. Like just like complete 180 of his whole character the whole time.
whole
Always like,
personality."
oh yeah, I'm a good guy, I'm a cool dude. And like it's just like as soon as she left the room, he's like, pipe down in there. Like, he was just flipping out, like, oh my god, it's hilarious. But
Phil
Arnold
Hartman
still,
is so great, man. We got robbed of having him in many more things.
yeah, I
I
know,
mean,
man.
he was of course great on like SNL and what was it? News Radio and The Simpsons, of course. He was in so many he was like what was his name? Fuck, why am I blanking? Troy McClure. I'm Troy McClure.
I didn't realize he was him.
Yeah, yeah, it's Phil Hartman, and I did like a bunch of different voices on The Simpsons
Wow.
before he died. But yeah, he was in a bunch of other movies and stuff too. But he was so talented though. Like he could be hilarious and he could also be a completely hateable douche, like in this movie.
Right.
As soon as he gets off the phone, that's when he runs into Myron again, who offers like to partner up with him and all
He's
that.
like, no, I don't
Um,
want to be partners.
and they hear about the late, like they just overhear as they're walking. Someone's like, "Hey, everybody, they got a late shipment of Turbo Man down at this store or whatever." They go down there, and that's where they're having like they're having like the lottery drawing. That these buckets of just bouncy balls with numbers on them or whatever, and you got to get the certain. Of course, they're going to draw the
They're
number,
gonna
but
do
they
random
throw
drawings.
these balls up in the air because everybody's just fighting to get one. They're just like, "Fuck it!" They just throw the balls, and it's just mayhem. People are
Just all
beating
out
each other up
chaos.
over these. Myron's just smacking people with his mail bag. People were dogpiling onto each other. Like Sinbad goes to steal Arnold's, and he's like, "He's got two. He's got two."
Yeah, I love that part. He's like, he's got two, and he's just like, he doesn't. He only has the one
Everybody
ball,
just jumps on it.
but no one even questions it. They're just like, ah! They just like
And
go
like
after it.
Sinbad ends up pepper spraying them at one point when they're
Oh,
like fighting with each other.
oh my
It's
god!
all out mayhem in that story for these bouncy balls, and of course, like the one that he's chasing, and ends up somehow bouncing around this whole mall. Pretty much, it goes outside the store, it's going down, and then it falls right into the lap of that kid, and then he's like chasing this child around the mall, going down the elevator, and then he's like this grown adult climbing through like the play set at the mall after this little girl.
And then as soon as he gets there, all the moms are like, sicko, and they're just like,
Pervert,
pervert, and
beating
he's
him up
like,
with their handbag.
oh, I'm not a pervert.
She has my ball.
It's so funny, but needless to say, he misses out on this one too.
Yeah, and then literally bumps right into Santa Claus, played by Jim Belushi. He's like,
It's
"Hey
like,
pal,
hey man,
I hear you're looking for one of those Turbo Mans. I got a hookup for you if you'd like."
You want turn man? You want turn man? Like,
He's like, "This doesn't sound really like kosher." He's like, "Kosher?
really, a cop?
What are you, cop?" He's like, "You want a Turbo Man or not? They're impossible to find." And like the dude that's with him, he plays Mickey in Seinfeld, and I think
Yeah,
he's in a ton of other
he's in a
stuff. Like the
bunch
dude
of
that
stuff.
plays the elf, he's in a ton of shit though. It's like his right hand man. But he ends up taking them to like this just warehouse where they make just like fake good, fake
Just
shit,
fake
knockoff product
toys.
to hustle to people.
Yeah, it's like full of Santa Clauses and Mrs. Clauses and elves and just like everything, and it's oh
Yeah,
my
yeah. I
god.
love how they're all in costume too while they're working. It's just not like a regular warehouse. Like everybody's in full costume
Yeah,
while
it's
they're
like some
working.
freaky stuff. Like he gets there and he has to knock on the door and he's like, what's the password? He's like, Jingle Bells, Batman
Batman
smells.
spells.
And he's like,
I
okay.
like the whole drive there. He's just like singing Christmas carols too by himself. He's just a little boy without Christmas.
Oh my god. It's
And like to
it's
prove
too
to him
much.
they had it, like they showed him a Polaroid of like the elf holding the doll with the today's newspaper and everything.
It's like this was taken this morning.
It's super sketchy situation. I don't know how you
It's
could
like
trust these guys. They're so sketch.
he's like, I don't know. I love how when they're still trying to convince him, he's like, I don't know. And he's like, all right, this guy doesn't want to buy, like this guy doesn't want anything. You know what I mean? They just
Yeah,
like they're
this
just like,
guy's not serious.
they're
He's
like,
like,
he's
"Oh,
like,
hold
"Wait,
on,
wait, wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold on." When he gets there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like $300." He's like,
wait." He's like,
"Oh," he's like, "What about helping the kids?" He's like, "Yeah, we gotta help ourselves too, man. Come
yeah,
on."
man, I'm trying to help the kids, but he gets this doll, and
And it's
it's
wrapped already. It's already like wrapped, and he's like,
yeah,
"Hold on a second." Opens up that bitch, and it just falls apart. Oh, at first it speaks Spanish,
yeah, and he's just
and he's
like,
like,
oh, it's one of them multilingual ones, you know, they can learn while they're playing with it.
and
He's
he like
like,
opens it up, and it just breaks apart as soon as he puts it in his hands. He's like, "Where's your Christmas spirit now?" Or whatever. Like he's about to go Conan the Barbarian on him, and then it just turns into a just straight all-out brawl. And you get a couple cameos in here as well. You get Vern Troyer as
yeah,
the tiny Santa that like gets on his shoulders, and then you
just
have the
like
Big Show. The
the
Big
big
Show is
show.
the
He's
big.
like, little buddy.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
Comes
But
in
yo, that
shirtless.
scene's hilarious where he like ducks and he punches me like little buddy.
Little buddy.
Little buddy.
But it's ridiculous. Like you said, it's an all-out brawl. Arnold versus all these Santa Clauses, and then the cops busted.
You have like ninja Santas that have like candy cane nunchucks.
Yeah, it's like over the top. But like the cops busted because apparently they've already been planning a raid of this place, you know.
Yeah, it's been
And
on their
like
radar for a
it's like
minute.
perfect timing. The cops busted. Arnold grabs like a badge. He like fakes that he's like a detective on the scene. Like and
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about at the beginning of the movie here. Arnold gets pulled over by that cop. And I mean, he was driving on the side on the shoulder. So I mean, you get a ticket for that. Like I believe we skipped over it, but he ends up like backing into his motorcycle at one point. So
right.
that gets him like another ticket. He's already pissed off this cop twice already. And then here he's impersonating an officer of the
A
law. So
detective
dude's a detective. So yeah, this is like within 24 hours, this dude's just racking up,
just breaking law
tickets
after
and breaking
law.
the law. And
Just
he's
doesn't
not done yet.
no, he's not done. Oh my god, shit, dude.
And he's not done yet. He runs out of gas. He has to push his car to that diner. And that's where you get to see Sinbad just chilling in the diner with him. And that's a pretty funny scene as
Oh
well.
my god, that's a hilarious scene because he pictures
Where-
his son as the mailman.
Here's to you, Dad.
Yeah, he's just drinking, and I'm like, oh my god. He's like, oh no,
You get to find
Jamie.
out about Sinbad, like growing up, his father, he never got the stuff that he wanted as a kid. He was like, well, like the Johnny 7 Omega Blaster or whatever.
Yeah,
He's like, it's 7 guns in one. And he's like, you could use it for anything. But my old man never got it for me. And he's like, look at me now. Or what
I'm
have
all
you.
right.
And
Though.
then
Look at me now. Pictures his
you
son.
yeah, you're getting some backstory with Myron's character a little bit. Yeah, and that's where like Arnold Schwarzenegger just pictures his son as him, like with in the mailman costume and everything, with that just flask of
Here's
alcohol.
to you, Dad.
Here's to you, Dad.
He's like, oh my god, what I gotta get him this toy.
So he kicks into overdrive as far as like getting this toy mode, but
Yeah, and during this is where you come back to the house where like everybody in the neighborhood's like in love with Ted because he has the reindeer, and the kids get to play with the reindeer or what have you. And that's where Jamie's like, man, your dad's so cool. I wish my dad was like that. And his buddy is just like, yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't like this until after the divorce. Maybe your parents should get a
maybe your
divorce.
parents should just split up, that would be even better. He's just like, and he runs and he calls his dad, and he's just like they get pissed off at each other because he's still out looking. He's like, you're gonna miss the parade, blah 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 blah. Like so
Yeah. This is where he really goes off with, he's like, you're never there. Like he goes off on, and
yeah,
that's where he's like feeling the lowest, that he's hit rock bottom as far as the movie goes. And that's where he's like sitting at the diner, he's drinking with Sinbad, and then hearing Sinbad's story, he's like, I gotta do this, I gotta make this right, I gotta get this Turbo Man doll.
right,
And then of course they hear on the radio, he's like, hey, you called one of the first callers that can call in and name all 8 of Santa's reindeer or whatever, you can get a Turbo Man doll. And they're like, fuck, right there. And like there's a phone right there in the diner, he's like trying to call, and like Sinbad just like rips the fucking phone out of the wall.
just
And
some
like dude,
spiteful
he like
shit,
cracks him on
dude.
the head with that phone like multiple times too. He's like, get on.
And then the dude behind the bar is just like, yo 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 yo, the radio station's like 2 blocks down, just go, and so they're like, okay, so they just take
And
off
they're like,
running.
and they're like shoving each other on the street in the cars and stuff. And then like they're just booking it down the middle of the road. And Sinbad's like throwing out all the mail from his bag to try to like lighten the load.
He's like, and Arnold's like, just like dash a dance of prince, and
That's
like
Prince.
just moving down the street. He's like,
Cupid
I
daughter
can do this all
blitzing, dash,
day.
that's a Prince.
Sinbad's like, oh.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Diamond, Blitzen. I'm having a good time. Bye.
And like he scares the shit out of this dude, the radio DJ. And that dude that plays the radio DJ is in so much shit. Like he was in like Arrested Development.
Gene? It's just some idiot with balloons.
Oh, is it?
I believe he was like in that Sabrina the Teenage Witch show. He was like the principal in that one back in the
Yeah.
day. He's in a ton of stuff. but they scared the shit out of him. 'Cause you're not supposed to go down to the radio station to do this
Right?
kind of shit.
He's just
And
like,
not
"Oh my
only that,
god, how'd you get past
you have
security?"
this out of breath dude just banging on the glass. That's a Vic. There's a comic Cupid daughter person. He's like, wait a minute. You're not under the impression that I actually have a Turbo Man in studio, right?
It's like,
I give you a gift certificate. You can get one eventually.
and they're just like even more mad, at that point.
And Sinbad gets there, and like that's where he holds him up too. He's like, "I got a bomb. You
It's
know
like,
how many
"This is a
bombs
bomb."
go through every single day through the mail system, through the postal system?"
They're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 buddy. Okay, so they got to do whatever he says." He ends up dropping it. It's not a bomb.
I love his reaction too. He's like, "Ooh, ooh." And then they both turn on him. He's like, "You."
Right? Exactly.
And like the police show up because the dude like calls the police before they even bust into the room there. And like that's where like the police are raiding the radio station. So they're coming up through the elevator and like they catch Sinbad there in the lobby. So he goes to go down the stairs and he bumps into the cop again that you've seen
And
like
he's
3
like,
times already.
"Shit." But he's like, "I got a bomb. This is another bomb." And this is when he's just like,
Pulls it
he's-
again. And even like he's like, "It's not a bomb."
the cop walks up to it like, "Oh, that's no problem." And the shit blows
Well,
up.
they
in
let
his
him go, yeah. Like, they both get up out of there. Like, Arnold pieces down the stairs and goes outside. And, like, he's like, "Oh, I've been on the bomb squad for, like, 12 years. First 12 years of my career, this ain't nothing. This probably nothing other than a normal Christmas gift." And, like, as soon as he pops it open, you just hear the explosion.
This is nothing but a harmless Christmas package.
They're like,
This dude should be dead.
"Holy
Sinbad
shit."
should have a body on his hands. And, like,
Yeah.
other than what he does at the end of the movie, this dude's going to jail for a long time. Blowing
Yeah.
up a bomb in a radio station
A cop. It's like blowing up a cop
and
with
killing
a bomb.
cops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
And then
"Holy
you
shit,
see
that was a
Sinbad, he's
bomb.
like, "That was a bomb? This is a sick world we're living in.
This is
This is a
sick world." But they're pretty much on the run now. Like,
Yeah,
on the run
like,
from the cops.
he had to run in with the cops a couple times before, but now, like, he's an accomplice to a
He's like
bombing
a
at this
fugitive
point.
at this
He's
point,
a
bro.
fugitive. They're both fugitives, and they don't really care at that point. They're just on the lookout for the
I need
toy
to get
still. They
this
don't care that they're
fucking
on the run.
Turbo Man. Like, that's all they care about. That's what I'm saying.
Because
Like,
until he runs into the cop at the parade, he's not even worried about the cops still. He's just looking for the damn doll.
right, exactly. He don't even care about any of his actions, about anything that's just happened. He's like, okay, whatever. I still need this doll. It's only like 1 p.m. now.
Whenever he goes back, that's where his car is just straight up stripped. Like there's no doors, there's no tires or anything. So he has to get his car towed all the way back to his crib. And dude's just had enough over these past, like, what is it, 4 hours maybe?
Yeah.
4 hours, 5 hours. Like as soon as he gets out, he's in front of his house and he sees Ted putting the star on his tree.
And he's
And like
like,
that's
"Oh,
the last
fuck
straw.
no."
That's the
Oh.
straw that broke the camel's back. Because even like his wife comes in and she's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Howard puts the star on the tree every single year. That's that's tradition or what have you." And then like Ted's even starting like, "Well, maybe he should be here more for you. He's like, a woman like you deserves deserves more attention. Like the family deserves more attention." He's like, this dude, he's starting to try to be a little bit more slick about
Way
it.
too pushy now.
Way too pushy, getting way too comfortable doing this
Right.
kind of shit.
Right. But he's pretty much like, at this point, Arnold's just like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go
He hears
steal."
the monologue like,
Like,
"It's
"It's
nestled
not-"
safely under our tree." It's like it's like the Homer Simpson shit. Super stupid, sexy Flanders.
Yep. He's like,
Nothing
"Okay,
at all.
there's
Nothing
a
at all.
Turbo Man right there. I'm gonna go grab that."
In
So
that house.
he plots to go steal the Turbo Man from under the tree.
Uses his credit card to pop the door open.
Mm-hmm.
Goes in there to steal that shit. He even grabs it too. It's perfectly wrapped in Turbo Man paper and everything. He gets out the door, and this dude Ted, he's so full of himself. And even on the label is like, "Your loving father." Like he writes, "Your loving father," or Ted, like from your loving father,
Not
or whatever. Like, who
Santa.
does that?
You just should
Well,
have
like
wrote
most people would be
Santa.
like dad or Santa, but not
Right.
like your loving father.
It's like, "Oh, Turbo Man." That's what he just wants. He wants him to know, this is from me. I
Yeah.
got this. Not your
And as soon
mom.
as he steps out the door, he starts getting like having a change of heart. He's like, I can't steal a present from a kid. Who
Yeah.
am I? What kind of person am I? And that's where he fucking runs into the reindeer, who's just chases him around the house
Hmm.
and knocks everything over. And like, what was it? Like Joseph or like Balthazar's head goes into the fire, or whatever he says.
Yeah, so it catches on fire, and Arnold has to kick it out the window,
Alarm goes off and everything.
and it's
Yeah,
just
he kicks out
it's
the window.
chaos. He's caught
Yeah, because the
red-handed.
carolers are out there singing, and Ted and his wife were out there listening to the carolers, and as soon as that head comes out, they see him in Ted's
They're like,
house. Like,
"Oh my god." He comes out, and he's holding it already, like, "Why didn't you put this back yet?"
"Put the present down. What are you doing, man?"
But he comes out, he's like, "Is that" what's his I forget his kid's name. He's like, "Is that, Jeremy's present?" Or something like that, and he just rips it out of his hand there, but he's pretty much
Yeah,
caught
and, like, the
red-handed.
wife's pissed off. She was already mad at him,
Mhm.
like, because she overheard the conversation of, like, the kid fighting with him on the phone and everything, and obviously missing the karate class, so she's super pissed off, and then on breaking and entering, lighting a fire in the house, trying to steal a present and everything, that's the last straw. She's had enough
Bomb
with Howard at this
threats,
point.
the shit you
Yeah,
don't even know about,
she don't even know about yet.
the
The
shit you don't
car's
even
gone
know
pretty
about. The
much, the
car
car's
is gone,
stripped.
and there still
But
ain't no
but at
Turbo
least
Man.
but you're yeah, no Turbo Man to be found. No present.
And she's like, "Ted, can you drive us to the parade?" And he's like, "Fuck."
And then he's like, "You can't bench press your way out of this one."
Some cheesy shit, man.
So Arnold goes and has a few beers with the reindeer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he goes into the house and like the reindeer is fucking like runs at him. He just knocks that bitch out. He just the old right hook knocks his reindeer out and then pours him a couple beers and they both ease their pain.
Yeah, and they drink a little bit, and he's like, "You know what? I'm just gonna go to that parade. I'm gonna
Yeah,
figure it
at
out."
least I could be there
Yeah,
for him. At least if I can't get him the gift, at least I can be there at the parade with him and everything.
right. So he gets there, one way or another, ends up lost his shit, because he's got to walk. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
First, he sees the Ted and his mom.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're pulling up because they let the kids out at the parade, and they're going nuts over the day of fucking the stuff they're seeing, like Sonic the Hedgehog, and they
Yeah.
get excited for Cat in the Hat. They're like Cat in the Hat, and then they high five. They're like, yeah,
Like,
like they're super excited about Cat in the Hat. Apparently,
hey, back then, Cat in the Hat was the shit.
Ted and Liz are going to park the car, and that's where Ted makes his move. He starts laying it on even more thick. Just like, you should have a guy that's there to listen to all your problems and really be there for you and the family. And then, like, he goes in to make his move, and she just cracks him upside the head with that fucking thermos
And it spills all over him. You know what I mean?
all over him. His glasses are all fucking crooked and broken and
She's
everything.
like, "Fuck you," and
Like, this
gets
dude is
out of the
so full
car.
of himself. He's like, there are so many women that would love to be in your position right now. And he's like, who the fuck says that? She's like, well, aren't I a lucky girl?
Why are you going after a married woman? You
Right?
know?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's woman, man. Like,
Exactly.
you pissing on this dude gonna break you.
God,
Like,
but
this dude's got nothing else to lose. He's probably going to jail. Like,
Arnold
he ain't
sees
worried
it.
about catching the body.
He sees it right before she smacks him, but then he sees the cop, so he's got to run. And that's how he ends up in
Because
these.
he runs into the cop while the cop's carrying the coffees.
Yeah,
And he like then burns his hands and all that shit.
and
The
he's got to
hands are all
run.
wrapped up and shit.
So he ends up in these back rooms, and he's like getting dressed up, and they're like, "Are you the guy?"
Yeah, he
And
runs
he's
into
like,
the
"Huh?"
wrong warehouse.
Like, "Okay, you're the guy. Thanks." The other guy canceled last minute. Thanks for showing up on such short notice, and he starts getting suited
Yeah.
up, and he's just like,
Hope you read all the manual. Like, here's like where the thrusters, the ignition, or whatever. He's like really glad that you could you could fill in. The last guy, they're saying he's actually getting movement in his legs and arms and
Yeah, he's
stuff, which is a really good sign.
"We're not gonna have any type of what happened in rehearsal is not gonna happen again here." He's just like, "Huh?" But ends up coming out on stage as fucking Turbo Man. And we're
Yeah,
watching
because
this,
the kids were so excited because Turbo Man was going to be at the parade
yeah,
this year.
and we were watching this, and Kyrie predicted this like an hour before it even happened. He's like, he's gonna
This
be
was
dressed up.
Kyrie's first time seeing Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, but he was like,
Yeah,
he's gonna end
that's a
up
great
dressing
time.
up like Turbo Man, and I was just like, oh, maybe, but like that was the only time he said anything about it. And then he busted out, and I'm like, oh, look, you were right, like, but not as Turbo Man. He's all confused, but he's just like Okay. Booster's yelling,
Booster's like yelling at him. He's like, "You're supposed to wave.
"Come on, wave, man, wave!" And
Pick
he's
up the toy. You're supposed to pick a kid. What are you doing?"
it's like, "Jamie."
But as this is going on, you see the dude that's supposed to be playing like Dementor up on the roof. Somebody takes him out with some garland and
Can't
everything.
see
So
who.
who could that possibly be? Who could know? Like he didn't know that Howard was going to be Turbo Man or anything. Like his whole plan was just like, no matter what, I'm gonna steal this costume and go down and take this doll.
Right? It's like, I didn't even think about that. He didn't even know that Howard was gonna be Turbo Man. He just was like, I'm still trying to get that toy. This is how I can get the toy. I can be the villain, go down there as the toy." Like, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
So yeah, I mean, Jamie goes up to get the doll, and of course, I mean, Sinbad steals Dementor's outfit and soars down with that fucking grappling hook and everything. And he's gonna take it, and like he shoves the doll into the backpack, and like Jamie just runs up and kicks Sinbad in the dick and just
Yeah,
starts to run.
keeps running, and he's, like, chasing them all the way up the staircase
But
and
he's like,
everything.
"Nobody likes you, Booster," and he like punches Booster off the stage, and like all the kids in the audience start kicking Booster and punching him. Like, "Nobody
I'm
likes you,
like,
Booster."
"Yo," the kid's like, "Why? Why are they just attacking Booster?" Like, what? It's messed up, but I do remember that. It's ridiculous.
Everybody hates Booster apparently in this
Yeah.
show. And then you have like the demon team who just look like knockoff Power Rangers,
Mhm.
pretty much. Like they just have like kind of square heads,
They just
like
bust
Power
out of
Rangers,
nowhere and
but
start
are like the
holding him
same
back.
Power Rangers colors and everything.
Yeah, those things were weird.
Sinbad's chasing Jamie the whole way up this building. And he's like, "Oh damn, I'm afraid of heights. You never see the movie Vertigo? Does that mean anything to you?"
He's climbing. Jamie doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
He's like, "Oh, I never heard of that shit."
And then they
And then he
climb up
climbs
on
up
that
to like the
tree.
Christmas tree shit on top of the roof when they go up even higher, and that falls. And while this is happening, Arnold figures out how to use the jetpacks. And I want to know the budget for this parade because how did they get a
I
legit
know.
jetpack?
And it goes
How did
so fast. He's just zooming around the city, bro.
around the
Like,
whole city through
how did they
skyscrapers? He flies through that one person's house, and they're having like dinner, like Christmas dinner and everything. He flies right through there.
Yeah.
He gets stuck on the building, and he's
It
like
just
just vibrating.
goes down. Like,
Gets
yeah.
stuck in like the one sign, and he's just going around in circles over
It's
and
like
over and
a
over again.
comedic little montage of him flying around the city,
Easily the most ridiculous part of the movie is him using this jetpack.
Yeah,
And
it
this is
comes
like
out of
one of the only
nowhere,
times you get to see Arnold as like a superhero or like in a superhero suit.
but
That's
he's
obviously the MCU and everything was way after Arnold in his prime, or else who knows? Arnold probably would have been in like the
Arnold would have
MCU or
been like
DCU back in the day if
like,
there was one.
Juggernaut or something, you know what I mean? Like,
Some or like the dude from X-Men, Colossus or
yeah,
something, bro.
yeah.
And then he went on to play Mr. Freeze a couple years later.
True,
So he
true.
got to be in another
This was his
superhero
thing.
type
He
movie.
kinda liked it. If it would've happened at, like, his prime, maybe he'd be a little bit bigger part in it, you know?
Yeah, but he's having all sorts of trouble. I mean, he even has like the anytime you have a superhero movie that has an origin story and they learn how to fly, you get what you have in this one where they fly straight up in the air, and then of course the thrusters go out and he
He's
starts
like,
falling.
"Ah!" He
Ah!
falls back down.
Every single movie that like someone's learning how to fly, you see that type of shit. But I mean, it doesn't take him long to be able to figure this shit out. Then he's
Yeah.
flying around, zipping around. He goes up and saves Jamie, who falls. He catches him in midair. He doesn't give a fuck about Sinbad. He straight falls off the building into the float,
He lets him
and the
go.
cops are over on him, pull out their guns and everything.
Saves
But
Jamie.
yeah,
Saves the day as
saves
an
the day.
actual superhero.
He's an actual superhero. He goes down, and Jamie, this kid,
He does
he's
the
so
biggest
nice.
thing of this movie.
He gives Sinbad the action figure because he doesn't need Turbo Man because his dad is Turbo
He's
Man.
like, "I don't need Turbo Man. My dad's Turbo Man." And then they're like, "Oh," and then the movie just ends.
Well, I always thought it was funny. Like we hear about like Sinbad wanting to get this toy for his kid, but we never see his kid or hear about his kid at all. I'm starting to feel like, and we hear the backstory about him wanting that toy so bad when he was a kid. What if this is just Sinbad trying to get this toy to like
For him.
fill that part of his childhood? Yeah, for him.
You
Like,
don't
what if
even
he doesn't
have
even
it?
have a kid?
Exactly. There's
Makes this
no
movie a little darker for his character.
there's no explanation. The movie just ends right there, bro. Like, you don't get to see a scene of him giving his kid the toy or anything.
Jamie, I am your father.
It just ends, bro. As soon as like I'm just
I love it too because he's like standing there, like he takes off the thing, and like his wife is like fucking like astounded. She's like, Howard?
she's like,
And then
oh
like
my
Ted, I
god.
like Ted, he's just like, Johnny, let's get out of here.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Dad, you smell like throw up.
Like, Johnny, let's get out of here.
He's like,
And then like he like the police officer goes up to thank. He's like, Turbo Man, we really want to thank you for your service or whatever for helping everything out. And like he turns around, he's like, oh, he's like, I want to apologize, officer, for the coffee and the motorcycle
and the
and the
bomb.
bomb. And his wife's like, bomb.
And like,
The
what are
bomb.
you gonna do? That's Turbo Man. He just saved the day.
Well, like just because he saves the day, he's off the hook for everything that he's done
Yeah,
throughout
man.
the whole day.
Terroristic threats, everything. It doesn't matter. He's
He
Turbo
saved his
Man.
own kid. That's it.
He saved the day.
He
And
saved the day. You're off the
very
hook. We
in a
don't.
choreographed stunt. It looked recorded.
Meanwhile, Sinbad's gonna be going to jail for some years.
Right.
He's gonna be going, but at least he has that Turbo Man doll to
What
keep
if
him
it was
company in
flipped,
jail.
like Sinbad was Turbo Man and Arnold was the mentor? Like, would Arnold be
Right.
going to jail?
Exactly. Well, I mean, Sinbad had the bomb too. Sinbad's the one that pulled
True.
the bomb out. So like he's the terrorist in the situation, I guess. They're gonna get him for
It's
blowing
just,
up,
it's
trying to kill some
ridiculous.
cops.
It's like you said, it's one of my favorite Christmas movies, but it's so ridiculous. It's so,
Yeah, but it does go to credits there, like right at the very end. Like he saves the day, he's the hero, and they even like the crowd lifts him up on their shoulders, like
they're
he's the
like,
hero. He's like,
woo, oh, Turbo
I'm the
Man,
hero.
and credits. Like,
Credits.
okay,
Did you see the after credits?
no,
There's after credits to this movie. I didn't remember them at all. Like the only reason I remembered that they were here is because I was watching this on Disney Plus, and there's a thing where it says skip credits whenever it goes to credits. And I was like, that's weird. Press skip to credits, and there's an after credit scene, and all it is like they're at their house at like Christmas Eve night that night, and like Arnold's putting the star up on the tree and everything, and like, Jamie's happy, and he's talking with his wife. And his wife, she's like, you know what? I'm really impressed with you, Howard. Everything that you've gone through today to help get Jamie the present he's always wanted and everything. He's like, yeah, I went through some trouble. And she's like, it really makes me think, Howard, what did you get me for Christmas? And then he just looks at the camera with his like surprise face, and that's how it ends. Like he has the same face he has like at the beginning of the movie, like when he's laying in bed, he just like looks at the camera. He's like, oh my God. Like he forgot to get her a present.
oh my god, bro.
So that's what the after credits. You figure out that he didn't even get his wife a present. So she's going to be
After
right back
all
to
of
being
this,
mad at him
yeah,
at
after all
tomorrow
that,
on Christmas
you
morning.
didn't get me anything. Like,
Not a damn thing.
oh my god, yeah, I gotta watch it. I just looked it up on YouTube, but I gotta check that out here. It looks like it's like 40 seconds
I
long.
do not remember that at all from a kid. So I feel like anytime when I was a kid, when I hit credits, it was done.
Yeah,
I wasn't sitting through
I
the
was
credits
out.
to even find
As soon
out.
as I saw the credits roll, I'm out.
It's not like it was common practice at all, like
No,
back in the day in the
MCU movies,
1996 to have an after credits.
right?
I mean, they had them from time to time as just like an Easter egg type thing, but it's not like now where it's like anytime you go to the movies, you're like, does this fucking movie have an after credits? I
Gotta
gotta
Google
sit
it.
here for.
Gotta Google it to see because you
And out
don't
of all
know.
movies that do it, why are you gonna do it? Jingle All the Way.
I
It's such
know,
a weird
right?
thing to do
But
it.
hey, I didn't know they even had that in there. I'm glad they do. I gotta watch that. But yeah, man,
But man,
I love this
yeah,
movie.
go ahead.
I would just say I love
Yeah.
this movie. It's such a good movie the whole way through. It's entertaining. It's short. It's only an hour and a half long. I think it's like
It's not even with credits and everything. It's only like an hour and 20. It's
yeah.
like the actual
So
movie. So
it's
like
super
it's
short.
super fast.
You can
And I
watch
mean,
this
it
in no
makes
time.
sense because the movie only takes place over the course of like 4 hours, 5
Right?
hours or some shit, the
Right.
majority of the movie.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half. I
I
love
love
this movie. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I mean, this came out like 3 years after we were born, pretty much. But
yeah.
as soon as I saw it as a kid, I fell in love. It's one I watch pretty much every single year. It's just very different. Like we talked about A Christmas Story last week, where it was like it just feels like a genuine Christmas movie. Like you feel like you're with a real family, like this stuff is really happening. Or it's like this movie, it's just completely entertaining because of how outrageous it is and
Yeah.
how like the extreme lengths that he goes to try to find this doll.
But you almost can
And it just
feel it.
feels way more energetic too. Like it's
Exactly.
so fast, it's so brisk throughout the whole movie.
You can feel it
It's
like
just
the
constantly
anxiety
moving.
he has like looking for like you know like
Yeah,
oh my god, this is the goal. He's got to find this short man. He's got to find this short. It's just
yeah.
I love it,
It's
man.
just
Like
constantly moving from
it's
one
all
place to the
based.
next. Like as soon as he's done at one place, he moves on to the next place. Oh, he meets Sinbad. Oh, he meets Jim Belushi or whatever. Like it's just it just keeps going. And I mean, it's so short, but it doesn't even though it's an hour and 20, hour and a half, it doesn't feel like it at all. It
Right.
feels like maybe a half hour to an hour long, like every time you watch it.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, the acting in it is great. I don't think there's really any bad acting in it. The music is great as well. It makes a lot of great use of Christmas songs in there, but even like the actual score is pretty good.
Yeah.
I really don't have really any problems with this
No,
movie whatsoever. I love it.
it's like a little bit dated at this point with some of the
Yeah,
CGI, but that's it. And that's not their fault, you
yeah,
know? So
and
like
that's like the jetpack shit at the
yeah,
end of the movie and everything. Um,
exactly. It's barely got any CGI in it, period. It's just like the Turbo Man shit, you know, but
yeah, and the
I don't have anything
comedy's great
bad to
too.
say
Like
either.
none of it comes off like forced. Like it's a very funny movie
Yeah.
the
It
whole
just
way
seems
through.
like simple and well paced, and it's great.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen this movie by now, you absolutely need to check it out.
Yeah.
It's
I
amazing.
would say this would be a
Um,
buy it to put in your
yeah, I was
collection.
gonna ask you about a buy it, rent it, or miss it type thing
Buy
for
it.
this one.
Yeah,
Buy
for
it?
sure. This is a
Okay.
movie you gotta have in your collection.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is easily a top 5 Christmas movie in my opinion. For
Yeah.
me, this is a top 5 Christmas movie, maybe a top 3. It's probably one of my all-time favorites, man. I love this
I
movie.
don't know, I'd have to
Um,
think about
A
that, man.
Arnold is great, and Arnold's been in so many great movies, but this one is easily one of my favorite Arnold movies for some reason. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's kind of blasphemous because you got Predator and, like,
I think
Commando
this would
and
probably be one of
Terminator
my
and shit,
favorite Arnold movies too, though.
but it's
I agree
easily
with
one
that.
of my favorites
Yeah.
out there.
But hey, man, I think it was one of it's I don't know if it's top 3. I like I said, we would have to do a video ranking our favorite Christmas movies, but
Yeah,
it's definitely up there. Like it's top 10 for sure. I just would have to think a little
for
bit harder
sure.
about it there.
Absolutely, man. Any other thoughts that you have on Jingle All the Way here, man?
Nah, man. And other than just it makes me want to watch Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, true. It's been so long since I've seen Kindergarten Cop. Might have
Right.
to review that on the show at some point here. And make sure to go back and check out our Christmas story episode if you haven't gotten to see that one as of yet. And
Yeah.
also go check out the Christmas episodes we did last year as well. We had a couple Christmas reviews last year. I did like Silent Night, Deadly Night, and me and Alex talked about a couple of like the TV Christmas specials, like Rudolph and the Grinch and such.
Yeah.
Those are super fun to do. But yeah, that is the episode for this week. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. As always, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Cinema Trip Reviews. Also, wherever you get your podcasts, and drop in and leave us a good review there as well. And we'll see everybody next week.